Hi everyone, sorry to be running late as usual. It's an interesting month selection for you today. These games will appeal to a lot of people, perhaps more than other recent months, but for me I'm not so sure. Let's have a look at what we have. First up is Biomutant. Biomutant is a platform fighting RPG from 2001, though it feels somewhat older. It has an enjoyable enough combat system. You can switch between close-up and ranged attacks pretty quickly, so button mashers will like it. I personally found the constant cutscenes at the start to be annoying, and overall it didn't feel like anything I hadn't played numerous times already. I'm going to put this one onto the Steam Deck as I've found that some games which I have no patience for on desktop fit me much better in a handheld environment. Realistically though, I probably have far better games to spend 12 to 40 hours on, like Zelda on the Switch, which I've had in my queue for about 5 years now. Next is Jurassic World Evolution 2. I found that like the first game, the movement and camera controls can be a little janky, and the instructions aren't always quite as detailed as you may need. I found the connect the paths objectives to miss that I had to connect to a specific point, and it would just kind of preemptively latch on to a wall rather than the actual latch point. Also, when picking up dinosaurs, it doesn't seem apparent how to send someone in to pick them up, so I somehow did it by sheer luck rather than knowing what I was doing. This one's probably just me, and as far as part management goes, I just didn't really find myself enjoying it enough to bother playing it. And with the size of the text involved, I doubt it would transition to Steam Deck well either. I had this on Game Pass, so I'll be giving it away this month. Just comment that you want to win it, and you could be in with a chance. Subscribing can't hurt your chances either. Next is Edge of Eternity. I was a little bit surprised by this. Being turn-based, I expected to hate it, but it actually wasn't that bad. The bit I did find annoying, however, is the JRPG thing of stopping you every 15 seconds for several minutes of combat. I'm just trying to run up this hill, and literally every turn is some other clown wanting something. Fans of this kind of game will certainly like it though, it is pretty well put together. This is also on Game Pass, so let me know if you want some JRPG goodness. Heroes Hour is an RPG with semi-automatic combat and procedural maps made with Game Maker Studio 2. It's nice to see games being made with some of the more accessible tools around. I like the art, I didn't hate the gameplay, but with so many games to play, nothing really stood out to make me play it. If your queue's quite low however, this could be worth spending the 4 or so hours for the main story arc at a minimum. I'll probably go back to it just for that. Rogue Lords is a turn-based roguelike strategy game. It seems to be pretty well received overall, but I found it to be unbelievably dull, so it's really not for me. Demon Turf is a poster board 3D platform action adventure Unity game that we've all seen a million times elsewhere. Apparently this is an extremely highly rated game overall, but I disliked pretty much everything about it, from the janky platforming to the combat to the overall style. Most other people seem to love it, so I'm probably just being put off by minor gripes, but there's absolutely no motivation for me to play this game whatsoever. I'm pretty sure this is just me not being the target audience, which is fine, opinions and all of that. This started out as a weird little 3D game that may be the work of a single developer, so what they've created is impressive. It was interesting enough initially, but it only managed to hold my interest for about 5 minutes before I was completely bored with it. And finally Monster Crown, which seemed to take ages to load and had an FPS meter and screen resolution display that just wouldn't turn off for me. Visually it looks okay, but I dislike just about everything else about it. It's not initially apparent where exits to rooms are, it often isn't clear what items are, movement is bad, and the whole thing just felt like a student project. To be clear though, they shouldn't feel bad just because some lazy old guy hates their game. So that's it, I pretty much hated everything this month, but the kinds of people who like these games will probably have a lot to like in this selection. So that shouldn't put you off. If you like these style of games, then you're going to be very happy with what you've got. I'm giving away Jurassic World Evolution 2 and Edge of Eternity, so if park management or weeb JRPGs are your thing, let me know. If not, I'll see you on the next video where I lazily complain about more stuff. If complaining is your thing, then consider subscribing. I have loads of other things to moan about, and I've also got a few games that I'd love to talk about that I think are great. Take care, and thanks for watching.